So why are your ovaries so angry? So what a strange question, but however, what an amazing question as well. So this was a question that I was asked by psychotherapist Laurie just yesterday when I got into the conversation with her about periods. She works with women who and helping them to really connect with their periods and thinking sort of all sorts of different levels. And I'm really interested in the mind, body, spirit connection. And I speak a lot to people, to my clients, about how much that stress and how much different things, different emotions are like reside in the body. And so actually, and I love reflecting on all these sorts of things. So when I was driving home, I was really reflecting on this. And the reason it came about wasn't completely out of the blue. It's because I was talking to her about struggling with my periods and struggling having fibroids and that being a big issue and it feeling really frustrating and affecting my mood and affecting my overall health. And one of the things that I talked to her about was that I'd made a link and made some sort of a connection and trying to work out why this has been bothering me, that because I haven't got any children, because my uterus, my ovaries, my organs haven't been used in the way that they were intended from a biological level, I've found it frustrating that every single month since day dot, I've experienced difficulties with my period, like heavy period, very painful periods. And actually, I grew up thinking that this was very normal, that you just had to cope with it, you just had to deal with it. But actually, as the years went by, there was something going wrong. There was something difficult. So her actually asking me about why your ovaries are angry was actually really refreshing. And I think the intention of that was to be able to encourage me to really reflect and to think deeply and to connect with my body and to, the idea of connecting the mind and the heart absolutely resonates with me. And I find myself stuck in my head a lot. So like working with my heart fits really well. However, I hadn't really thought about how I can connect with the rest of my body and how that could be working. So what I was thinking about is actually how when we create, in terms of a woman like reproducing, creating, that idea of creating is maybe the purpose of the ovaries and of the reproduction system. And society tells us that women should be procreating. That's our purpose in life. However, actually, that's not what I've been doing. And on one hand, that's not something I've chosen to do. I've not chosen to have children. I've made an active decision not to do that. My life path hasn't gone in that direction. And I've not got to the age of 45 now and thought, I wish I had children. However, what it seems to be indicating, and there's various articles about this, there's some literature about fibroids growing and the uterus creating something because it hasn't created enough. And the idea of me either, probably both, not necessarily fulfilling my purpose fully or not being creative enough. Now, when I was an art teacher and as an art therapist, I do create and make art a lot, but never really enough. And to an outsider, it could look really strange that I'd say that I'm not creating enough. But actually, for my true purpose and my true intention, I feel that I would need to be creating more and making more and working more towards my purpose. So one of those answers is, why are your ovaries angry? Is this holistic experience that they have noticed that I'm not expressing myself fully and I'm not creating fully creating the life that I have been born to make and really fulfilling my purpose. And actually it feels so empowering to be able to connect with my body in this way. And it feels a bit woo-woo, but it's not. It just feels really grounding. And so I feel like that's one way. And then my second answer to this, there may be more answers, there may be more reflection on this, so if you're watching this, Laura, then there's more to follow, is that my ovaries are angry on my behalf. So I can't be the only one that doesn't express anger fully. So another societal thing, and probably something that's come up from when I was a child, that it's maybe not seen as a good thing to express anger, that you shouldn't be, like, it's okay to be angry, but let's not express it. So actually, I think that I have probably, throughout my life, I've probably sat on the fence a little bit, not really expressed my views that strongly, maybe not being quite sure how to express my views, or had a fear about that. I can think about that a bit more, and just being able to think, you're not been expressing your anger, so I'm going to express it for you. And actually, I just wonder what it would be like if I truly expressed the things that I was angry about. And on this video, it's hard to name them, because sometimes it's hard to really pinpoint that. However, using art and using the kind of cathartic expression and movement and building on that, and not instantly making a pretty picture that looks aesthetically pleasing, and making something disgusting, and making something that feels gooey and that feels angry and has that emotion, has that rawness and that readiness, where it feels real. And ultimately, I think that's what it's about, that my ovaries are angry at me not being real. And it's so interesting that even as a psychotherapist myself, these are things that come up for me. So it's so important to be working on ourselves and to be reflecting and really kind of processing these things and really kind of thinking in different ways. And like, none of this might be true. None of it could be true. It could all just be come from somewhere. But somehow these are expressive, and these are what have been what's come up for me. So anyway, the third thing with that is this idea of creating art in response to my period. So I started to make some pieces about the fibroids, and so I'm going to carry on with that. So watch this space. Bye for now.